Yes, we stole this idea. Thank you, Benj. Here's our take on the digital Super 8 setup. So we had a fun wedding in Tasmania, Australia, and we wanted to try this digital Super 8 idea. But before we get into that, let's rewind a little bit. We recently saw a video that Benj Haisch posted about this digital Super 8 setup that he created. We found that video really interesting and we loved his creativity with this idea. We loved how much his setup reminded us of Super 8 cameras and the way that you shoot Super 8 footage. However, we wanted to simplify the setup and make it much smaller so we can more efficiently shoot Super 8 inspired footage. After watching his video, we realized we had most of the equipment that we needed to make this idea work. So here's a little breakdown of the gear that we had. So we had the Sony a7S III, the Moment Cinebloom 20% mist filter. We had a Tamron 20-40mm f2.8 lens lying around, as well as a variable ND. In Benj's video, he used the FX3. However, we didn't have one of those cameras, so we used our Sony a7S III. Benj used the Sigma 28-70, however, we had our Tamron 20-40mm. We also had the Moment Cinebloom 20% mist filter that Benj used in his setup. For the ND filter, we used the 2 to 6 stop variable ND filter from K&F Concept. We'll have our gear list with links in the description below. Now that we have the setup out of the way, here's how we used it on the day. Because we wanted to shoot this digital Super 8 footage alongside photos, we used the Holdfast Moneymaker harness. So I really love this setup. It made it super easy to shoot the footage alongside photos as well. And the harness system made it really easy just to grab the camera and shoot little snippets throughout the day. We didn't want it to feel overly produced like a full-on wedding film. We just kind of wanted to have that kind of nostalgic home movie kind of vibe, which we really loved. And it was really fun to try this in a digital kind of setup. Because Super 8 has this nostalgic snapshot home movie vibe, it took the pressure off the shots needing to be cinematic and perfect. It felt quite freeing shooting in this way, and it just opened up lots more opportunities to shoot little moments throughout the day. I feel like it would have been great to have the handle, as some shots were a little bit shaky, which I didn't mind, but it would have made holding the camera in portrait orientation a little easier. I'd love to try this setup with the viewfinder to replicate the way that you shoot Super 8, but it was really easy to use the LED screen on the back of the camera. Because you're shooting the footage in portrait orientation and then cropping later to get that Super 8 look, it's cool that you have the option for vertical footage as well. We delivered this in both horizontal and vertical formats, so the couple could use it as a reel for Instagram as well. Aside from the things that we did in camera, here are some of the things that we did in post-production. We were looking for vintage color tones in the footage, so we added 2 different LUTs to get this look. Then we added multiple grain layers to make it look filmy, as well as adding a Super 8 frame, light leaks, and film burns. After adding all these elements, we really felt like the footage referenced Super 8. We sent this little film to our couple a couple of days after the wedding and they loved it. We could really see this being a little add-on for future weddings. With all the costs involved in shooting real Super 8, this is a great cost-effective option. So if you have all the gear you need to try this setup, we really think it's worthwhile to go out and try it for yourself. Thanks again to Benj for this idea. We really loved it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, we'd really love for you to subscribe. See you in the next video.